At home, even the Ford family wasn't immune to drug use. Jack Ford, the president's son, casually admitted to smoking pot. First Lady Betty Ford had struggled with alcohol and opiates abuse.
I have found I am not only addicted to the medication I have been taking for my arthritis, but also to alcohol.
Still, Ford pressed on, calling drug abuse
a problem of deep personal concern to me, and one which requires a careful but forceful policy both at home and abroad.
But not everyone or every state went along with federal policy. The National Organization for the Reform of Marijuana Laws, NORML, which formed in 1970, led efforts to both reschedule cannabis at the federal level and decriminalize cannabis at the state level. In 1972, NORML submitted a petition to the DEA to either delist cannabis from the CSA, Controlled Substance Act, or reschedule the drug to Schedule 5. John Ingersoll, DEA director, rejected this petition, citing constraints from an international treaty, the 1961 Single Convention on Narcotic Drugs. This argument in favor of rejection was later dismissed, leading to a prolonged legal struggle over the classification of cannabis, discussed later. Because of advocacy efforts, several states deviated from the punitive regime by the advancement of policies like decriminalization, which eliminates incarceration as a potential punishment for the possession of small quantities of cannabis. Usually offenders are subjected to a fine similar to a traffic ticket. Oregon led the way in 1973. In Alaska, because of the 1975 case of Ravin v. State, the Alaska Supreme Court unanimously ruled that the state's constitutional right to privacy covered the possession of cannabis by adults at home for personal use.
The use of marijuana, as it is presently used in the United States today, does not constitute a public health problem of any significant dimensions. It is, for instance, far more innocuous in terms of physiological and social damage than alcohol or tobacco.
In California, after decriminalization, arrests halved, with enforcement expenditures dropping from $7.6 million down to $2.3 million. In Ohio, residents experienced a significant shift from having some of the strictest to some of the most lenient laws at the time. In Downey v. Prenny, 1975, the U.S. Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals ruled that a sentence of 30 to 60 years for a first-time offender convicted for possession and sale of small quantities of cannabis was cruel and unusual punishment.